Chapter 4 Elevated View. The Gatlin Mountains were wintering early for September. Frost clung to spruce needles, and a pale sun hovered low over the ridges like it didn't have the strength to climb. Down in Rockland, Idaho, wood smoke drifted across the scattered buildings at the crossroads of Main and Nez Perce, the cold morning air carrying the smell farther than the town itself. Cole Maddox stepped out of the Rockland post office with a canvas supply bag slung over one shoulder and a cardboard USGS map tube tucked beneath his arm. The supplies were waiting for him under general delivery: flour, coffee, batteries, water filters, kerosene mantles, enough to keep him off the mountain roads once winter sealed the passes. He slowed near the Veterans Memorial between the trees and flagpole, finally deciding he ought to read the names carved into the weathered stone. He had passed it a dozen times over the years without stopping for more than a glance. This morning, for reasons he couldn't explain, he paused. He was broad-shouldered and powerfully built, the kind of strength forged by discipline rather than vanity. Years of mountain living had hardened the remnants of a soldier's conditioning into something leaner and quieter. His hair had gone iron gray at the temples, his face weathered by wind and cold, but his movements were still economical, precise, the kind that wasted nothing. Most folks in Rockland knew him only as the Gatlin man, the quiet veteran who came down from the mountains every few months for supplies and disappeared again before sunset. Nobody asked what he did up there. Nobody wanted to. He was the kind of figure people kept in the peripheral vision, solid enough to exist, but never quite in the center of town life. The memorial stone sat beneath the bare branches like it had been waiting there longer than the town itself. Cole shifted the map tube under his arm and stepped closer, reading the faded inscription cut into the granite. To the brave men who served. His eyes moved lower across the names. World War II, Korea. There was a small weather-worn flag pressed into the frozen dirt beside it, and an old laminated photograph beneath a cracked plastic sleeve. The picture had faded almost white from the years of sun and snow, but the handwritten name at the bottom still remained. Ewing. The wind stirred lightly through the trees overhead. Somewhere behind him, a screen door slapped shut. Across the street, an older man stepped out of Rupe's Café carrying a paper cup and pausing beside his bicycle. A teenage girl with a backpack cut diagonally across the sidewalk towards the school road. Near the communications building, a woman crossed the parking lot with hurried steps, one hand gripping her coat against the cold. The town felt half asleep. Cole adjusted the strap on his shoulder and glanced once towards his truck parked behind the post office. Another 2 minutes, he'd be gone from Rockland for weeks. Impossible witness. The moment hid mid-stride. No warning. No noise. One instant, Cole's boots were planted on the pavement. The next, the ground seemed to lose its hold on him. His stomach hurt.
The hunter's way.
The cardboard map tube slipped from beneath his arm and drifted sideways instead of falling, turning lazily through the cold air. His next step sent him upward. Not a jump, a launch. His trailing foot pushed instinctively against the pavement, and with nothing holding him down, the force hurled him skyward. His body tilted backward as he rose, arms flinging outward in sudden panic. Cole twisted hard, trying to catch himself. But every movement only made it worse. His boots kicked uselessly against empty air, each motion sending him drifting higher. The sensation wasn't of being pulled upward. It was the horrifying realization that nothing was pulling him down. Across the street, 3 others lifted into the air with him. The old man outside Rupe's Café shoved instinctively against his bicycle as it tipped. The motion launched him upward so violently that the bicycle spun away beneath him and crashed onto the pavement. The teenage girl recoiled backward in confusion, her backpack swinging as her feet left the ground. Near the communications building, the woman tried to brace herself against her car door, but the push only sent her gliding upward into open space. None of them screamed at first. Shock held them silent. They drifted upward awkwardly, limbs moving instinctively, every motion sending them farther from the earth. The woman clawed at empty air. The girl twisted slowly as though underwater. The old man bicycled his legs in panic confusion, rising faster each second. Cole spun helplessly upward toward the memorial trees. The open sky above him suddenly felt enormous. A broken branch hanging low above the memorial caught his leg as he drifted past. The jagged wood punched through his pant leg and gouged deep into his thigh. Pain flashed white through his body. Instinct took over. He grabbed for the branch with both hands. His fingers caught. The sudden contact bled off enough momentum to stop his rise, but only barely. His body swung near the branch, weightless, boots dangling several feet above the memorial stone below. The branch bowed and creaked softly with the little force he still carried. Across the street, the others continued climbing. The old man twisted helplessly above the pavement, arms reaching towards the bicycle now lying far below. The teenage girl spun slowly with her backpack slipping from one shoulder, her shoes kicking uselessly at empty air. The woman drifted higher beside the parking lot, one hand stretched downward toward the car she had tried to embrace against. 10 feet. 30. 60. The girl screamed first. The sound carried strangely through the cold morning air, thin and distant, despite how close she still looked. The old man began flailing wildly now, every motion turning him slowly in open space. The woman's coat ballooned around her as she rose higher above the crossroads. Cole hung near the branch, breathing shallowly, afraid that even shifting his weight might break his grip. Then, without warning, the effect vanished. Gravity returned all at once. The branch ripped through Cole's hands as his full weight came crashing back in an instant. His fingers slipped loose. The 4 of them dropped, not floated, dropped. Cole hit the Veterans Memorial back and side first. Granite exploded in pain through his body. The impact spun him sideways off the stone and hurled him onto the frozen pavement below. Across the street, the others struck almost simultaneously. The sound merged into one terrible chorus of impacts. Bone, asphalt, shattering breath. The old man crumpled beside his bicycle. The woman was struck near the curb by the communications building. The girl slammed onto the roadside near the school turnoff, her backpack bursting open across the pavement. Then, the silence.
Who holds the line when all gives way? Who guards the path we cannot see? If all is bound, then all must break.